My girlfriend said, "It's just a prank." After shaving my head in my sleep for her TikTok, I calmly said, "Very funny." Then, I pranked her by selling her collection of designer handbags to pay for hair transplant consultations. Her TikTok views couldn't cover the loss. I, 28 male, woke up last Tuesday morning feeling cold. Really cold on my head. Reached up and felt skin, smooth skin where my hair should have been. Jumped out of bed, ran to the bathroom mirror. My head was completely shaved. Not buzzed. Shaved. Random patches of stubble here and there like someone did a rush job with clippers. My girlfriend, 26, was standing in the doorway with her phone, recording my reaction. She was laughing so hard she could barely hold the camera steady. "Babe, your face! Oh my God, this is gold!" I stood there, staring at my reflection. I'd been growing my hair out for 2 years, had finally gotten it exactly how I wanted it, professional enough for work but with some personality. I work in sales at a tech company. Image matters. First impressions matter. "What did you do?" "It's just a prank, babe, for my TikTok. You're gonna go so viral." She showed me her phone. She'd already posted it. The video of her shaving my head while I slept, sped up with some trending audio. Caption: "He said I could do whatever I wanted to him. It's #prank wars couple goals viral. 733K views already." Comments flooding in about how savage she was. Here's the thing. I never said she could do whatever she wanted. 3 weeks ago she'd asked if she could pluck my eyebrows while I slept as a joke. I said sure, thinking she meant like 1 or 2 hairs. Not this. "It's hair, Adrian. It grows back. Don't be such a baby about it." I didn't yell, didn't freak out, just said, "Very funny." She kept filming, narrating to her phone about how I was taking it like a champ and how we were couple goals. I had a client presentation that afternoon. Had to wear a hat to the office, against dress code, and make up a story about losing a bet. My manager pulled me aside and said it was unprofessional, but let it slide this once. That night, while Kiara was at her influencer friend's party, I did some research. Her handbag collection, she called it her investment pieces, was worth about $35 total. Hermes, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Bottega Veneta. All authenticated, all sitting in our spare bedroom she'd converted into her content creation studio. See, Kiara and I had been living together for a year. Separate finances, split rent and utilities. But we'd agreed anything left in common areas was fair game for pranks. She'd established this rule after putting hot sauce in my protein powder. Her handbags, stored in the spare bedroom, technically a common area since we both paid rent. I carefully photographed each bag. Made a spreadsheet with purchase dates, authentication certificates, original receipts. She kept everything. Then I listed them all on the Real and Vestiaire Collective. Priced to move quickly. By morning, I'd sold 12 bags for a total of $31,000. Update 1, 3 days later. The aftermath was intense. Kiara came home Wednesday afternoon from some brand event. I was on the couch, laptop open looking at hair transplant websites. I'd printed out consultations from 3 different clinics and left them obviously visible on the coffee table. "Babe, you won't believe the engagement on the video. We're at 2.1 million views. TikTok wants to feature us on there." She stopped mid-sentence. "Notice the papers. Hair transplant? Adrian, you're being dramatic. It'll grow back in like a month." "Actually, the consultant said where you created those bald patches from pressing too hard with the clippers, there might be some scarring. Could affect regrowth patterns." Total BS, but she didn't know that. Whatever, I need to film an unboxing. My new YSL came today. She headed to the spare room. I started counting in my head. 3, 2, 1. Adrian, where are my bags?" She came running out, phone in hand, already recording herself. "This isn't funny. Where are my bags?" I pulled up my phone, showed her the sales confirmations. "Oh, those. I sold them. It's just a prank. You're gonna go so viral." Her face went from confused to horrified to rage in about 2 seconds. "You sold my bags? My Hermes? My vintage Chanel?" "It's just stuff, Kiara. They'll make more. Don't be such a baby about it." She lunged for my laptop. I calmly closed it and stood up. The money's already transferred to my account. I used it to book consultations and put a deposit down on a potential procedure. Those bags were worth $40,000. 35 actually, and I only got 31. Quick sales. You know how it is. She started screaming. Not yelling. Screaming. The neighbors knocked on the wall. "That's theft. I'm calling the police." "Go ahead. Explain how your boyfriend sold items from a common area of an apartment you both pay for after you assaulted him in his sleep." "Assault? It was a prank." "So was this. Look, I'm even recording it for you. Where should I post it? Instagram? TikTok?" She actually called 911. The dispatcher, hearing the story, said it sounded like a civil matter and suggested she contact a lawyer. Then came the social media meltdown. She posted a 10-part TikTok series about how I was financially abusive and couldn't take a joke. Her followers were split. Half thought I was a legend, half thought I was evil. The original head-shaving video got another 1,000,000 views from the drama. Her influencer friends started blowing up my phone. "Brittany, you need to give those bags back now. You don't understand how hard she worked for those. This is literally abuse. I'm going to expose you on my platform. How dare you touch a woman's belongings? Small dick energy." I responded to exactly 0 of them. But the best part? Kiara's brand deals. 3 companies reached out saying they were reassessing their partnerships due to the controversial nature of her content. Turns out, assault pranks aren't advertiser-friendly. Who knew? Update 2, 1 week later. So Kiara went nuclear. First, she tried to get me evicted. Called our landlord claiming I was stealing from her and creating an unsafe living environment. The landlord, who'd already received noise complaints about her 3 a.m. filming sessions, basically told her to handle it herself or move out. Then she tried to get her stuff back legally. Hired some cheap lawyer who sent me a demand letter. My cousin's a paralegal and helped me draft a response, citing the established prank rules she'd created. Text messages where she said common areas were fair game. The video evidence of her assaulting me while unconscious. Screenshots of her bragging about the prank being savage. Her lawyer dropped the case. So she escalated to pure pettiness. I woke up Thursday to find she'd canceled my gym membership. She didn't have my password, but called pretending to be me with a family emergency. Posted my number on Craigslist advertising free puppies. Signed me up for every spam email list known to man. Called my work pretending to be a reference checker, asking if I had anger management issues. That last one crossed a line. My manager had to have an actual conversation with me about it. I showed him everything. The original video, the timeline, her harassment. He was concerned but understanding. Then Friday happened. I came home from work to find my PlayStation, my TV, and my espresso machine gone. In their place was a note. "Pranked you. Check my TikTok." The video was already up. Her throwing my stuff off our 3rd-floor balcony, my PS5 shattering on the concrete, my TV screen cracking, my $800 espresso machine in pieces. 1.5 million views in 3 hours. The comments were brutal though. "Girl, this isn't pranking anymore. This is just destruction of property. He sold stuff that was yours. You destroyed stuff that was his. Not the same." I called the police. Filed a report. Destruction of property is actually criminal, unlike selling shared items. They took statements, watched her video, evidence is nice when they provide it themselves, and issued her a citation. But here's where Kiara really messed up. Remember those brand deals she was losing? Well, she decided to lie. Posted that I was the one who contacted her sponsors, that I was trying to ruin her career out of jealousy. One problem, I hadn't contacted anyone. The brands reached out to me afterward for my side of the story. Kappa Beauty's social media manager even sent me screenshots of Kiara's desperate emails begging them to reconsider, claiming the whole thing was staged for content. I forwarded those screenshots to the drama channels. They had a field day. Saturday morning, she tried a different approach. Tears. Showed up at my friend Derek's apartment where I'd been staying. "Adrian, please. This has gotten out of hand. I love you. We can work this out. You threw my PlayStation off a balcony. You sold my Hermes Qley after you shaved my head in my sleep." It was content. Derek recorded the whole thing through his doorbell camera, including the part where she tried to force her way in and he had to threaten to call the cops. Then came the ultimate entitlement. Her mom called me. "Adrian, you need to fix this. Kiara's losing everything, her followers, her brands, her reputation. Over what? Some silly prank? Your daughter shaved my head while I was unconscious, ma'am. Boys don't care about hair. You're being vindictive." "I'm being equal. She wanted to play prank wars. We're playing." She's getting death threats, so am I, from her followers. You're a man, you can handle it. She's sensitive, I hung up. Monday, the escalation got legal. Kiara's trying to sue me for theft of property, the handbags, emotional distress, loss of income from terminated brand deals, defamation. She's seeking $100,000 in damages. My response? I countersued for assault, the head shaving, destruction of property, PlayStation, TV, espresso machine, harassment, the Craigslist ads, spam calls, work interference, defamation, claiming I contacted her sponsors. I'm only seeking exactly what my stuff was worth plus legal fees. About $3,500 total. Her lawyer laughed at my countersuit until I showed up with the original video, millions of views of evidence, the balcony destruction video, more evidence, screenshots of all her harassment, the police report, witness statements from neighbors about noise and aggression, the doorbell footage from Derek's place. Suddenly, her lawyer wanted to mediate. Final update. The mediation was yesterday, almost a month since the original prank. Kiara showed up with her mom, her lawyer, and her manager. Her friend Jade, who has 50K followers and thinks she's an expert on influence law. I showed up with my cousin, who's a paralegal, and a folder of evidence. The mediator reviewed everything, watched both videos, read all the documentation, then basically told Kiara's team that she had no case for the handbags, since she established the prank war rules. Common areas were explicitly stated as fair game. I had texts of her saying, anything goes in pranks. The sale was presented as a prank, same as hers. But she had massive liability for assault, yes, shaving someone's head while unconscious counts, destruction of property, documented on her own TikTok, harassment, ongoing and documented. The mediator suggested she drop her suit and pay me the $3,500 for destroyed property, or risk going to actual court where assault charges could lead to criminal prosecution. Jade tried to argue, but the handbags were worth 10 times that. The mediator, and she uploaded evidence of herself committing assault to millions of people. Would she prefer criminal charges? Kiara's mom went on a rant about how I was ruining her baby's life and how influences have it hard enough. The mediator literally said, "Ma'am, your daughter shaved his head while he was sleeping for internet views. This is consequences, not persecution." The final agreement. Kiara drops all claims to the handbags. She pays me $3,500 for destroyed property. We both sign NDAs about each other, which I'm technically breaking, but whatever. Sue me again. She has 30 days to move out of the apartment. No contact order going forward. But here's the beautiful karma part. Remember those 2.1 million views on the original video? TikTok has a creator fund. She made about $4,000 from that video going viral. She now owes me $3,500. Plus her lawyer fees. Plus, she has to find a new apartment with no savings because she spent everything on handbags she no longer has. Plus, she lost her brand deals. Turns out companies don't like partnering with people who commit assault for content. Her follower count has dropped from 340K to 180K and falling. The drama channels have made dozens of videos about the situation. She's become the poster child for pranks gone wrong and toxic influencer behavior. Last I heard from mutual friends, she moved back in with her parents. She's trying to rebrand as a mental health advocate, talking about the trauma of cancel culture. She's selling her remaining designer items to pay bills. She started a podcast called Surviving Social Media that has 12 listeners. I'm told 8 are hate watchers. She's supposedly writing a book about her experience. Working title, Cancelled, a Love Story. Her mom still occasionally texts me about how I destroyed a young woman's future. I don't respond. As for me, my hair's growing back nicely. Turns out I didn't need transplants. That was just for the paperwork trail. The $31,000 from the handbags, most of it's still sitting in my savings account. I did buy a new PS5 and TV with the settlement money though. I also started dating Harmony from my office. She thinks the whole story is insane and regularly jokes that she'll never prank me because you don't play about your belongings. The funniest part? About a week ago, Kiara tried to make a response video claiming I manipulated the whole situation and that selling the bags was premeditated. She forgot one tiny detail. She literally has a video of herself saying, Common areas are fair game for pranks from 6 months ago when she was explaining why she replaced all my shampoo with hair removal cream. I caught that one before using it, thankfully. The drama channels found it immediately. Her comeback video got ratioed into oblivion. Do I feel bad? Not even a little. She wanted to be internet famous by humiliating me. She wanted to go viral with a savage prank. She established the rules of engagement. All I did was play by them. The moral of the story? Don't start wars you're not prepared to lose. And definitely don't film yourself committing crimes for TikTok views. Oh, and Kiara, if you're reading this, and I know you are because you're obsessed with checking what people say about you online, that Hermes Qley bag you loved so much? The person who bought it DM'd me. They're super happy with it. Said it was the deal of the century. Peace out from the guy with a full head of hair and a full bank account.